in the room.
Hi, this is Katie Snap, Skirt Strategies.
And this is Carol.
This is our new friend.
And this is our friend.
I want to call him Beep. Because
Okay.
he kind of looks like he would be a...
He does. He has. You can't see
or
this, but he has
Despicable
little
Me.
legs, and yeah, he looks like he's from Despicable Me. He's
cute. This month, giving you a new topic for your female leadership capabilities.
Or capabilities, skills, yes, everything.
Competencies.
There you go.
I mean, I have a lot of words I can toss in there.
You can.
This one I love, authentic leadership.
Love it. How to keep yourself out of trouble by being yourself.
Good.
Nice.
I think this is a great message for women because sometimes we compromise ourselves when we're in positions of being outnumbered or being in a male-based workplace.
Yes, we do. We compromise and we try to look like a man.
We could do that, or we just become meek because we feel like there's so much testosterone around us. And even if you're not in that type of a situation, just checking yourself. As I was looking through what we have on authentic leadership, I was reminding myself, how quickly could I articulate what I would say my authentic leadership is? And there are some things about mine that I definitely know, but I'm constantly working at bringing it to the forefront. Did you feel like yours is there?
I feel like I'm kind of on autopilot as far as my leadership goes. Really, doing all of the work that I do with you helps me be a better leader, obviously. And
you make me a better man.
We hope it makes you a better leader as well, just to keep these things top of mind. But you are who you are. Be yourself. Be comfortable with it. And I think, obviously, as I get older, I'm a little bit more comfortable with my leadership and my leadership style. I started managing restaurants when I was 21. So
that is amazing.
Coming up with a leadership style at 21 was not easy.
No.
And I was jumped into it, and people were looking to me for answers. So you come up with it pretty quick.
Yep, you really do. And it's evolved since then, I'm sure.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm a little bit different now.
What a great way to mature your leadership.
Well, and so, yes, to become more authentic is not easy, but it's part of my story.
Yes.
You heard that, right? So my story is that I started at 21. That's part of my story. So that changed the way I lead throughout. And I think part of what we want to talk about this is your story is key.
That's part of the message that we want to leave with you in the video this month is what is authentic leadership and where does it come from? It comes from your story. There's no one trait that determines whether someone's leadership is more authentic than anything else. We probably have for ourselves something that we know has hit the target. For me, when there's humor involved, when people aren't being stodgy and stuffy, I can be myself. If it's a serious room, suddenly I lose my authenticity. It's like, I can't deal with this. I need everyone to loosen up. And so
it does too.
And sometimes I add that to the environment, and sometimes it backfires. But that's okay. But
it doesn't often backfire. I think you manage it most of the time.
Well, sometimes I'm the only one laughing.
That's gonna
As I say to myself, the rest of them are laughing on the inside. I can just tell. So no single one trait is determining of what makes authentic leadership. It's really what it is for you. Where have you come from? Not literally, because I don't want to hear my mom. Their story is your key. So, for example, there was a story I was recently reading about, a guy named David Pottruck, who was the CEO of Charles Schwab. He came into Charles Schwab as the head of marketing, moved from New York over to San Francisco, and he had a very extreme, I'll say, work ethic. So he worked long hours, he worked very hard, he was fierce, he was focused, and he couldn't understand why he was not making friends with those that he worked with. Well, can you imagine what's happening?
Yeah.
He's intimidating them.
Sure.
So here's the new guy. He's intimidating. He's thinking, I have passion for this workplace. I want to make it successful. There's the intent. And the perception of the rest of the world is, can you lay off just a little bit, buddy? You're making the rest of us look bad. So he had to step back and say, where am I really being authentic? Where is it coming across in the way that I want? So not only do you have to think about what your message is and where it's come from, because you have experiences. I won't say things happen to you, certain events. I will say they're experiences that have brought you into your story. Am I making any sense?
Well, and let me just say that we do in our workshop, an exercise where we ask women to think about the different chapters of their life. Just something big in your life that made a difference, good or bad. Just put it down on this timeline, and then we go back and we teach them how those really hard times. Maybe it was a divorce, maybe it was a death or something that was really difficult. We teach them how that part of their story really shaped them into being the person they are. And that's powerful.
It's very powerful, and it's a huge message in growth, success, being the leader that you want to be. There is not a leader I've ever met that has not had some sort of struggle, and the best ones have learned from them. Mm-hmm. It's just another message for when you see something that's a struggle, look at it, embrace it, figure out how you're going to grow from it and how you're going to be a different person as a result of it. Maybe it stinks, maybe you have to go through it, but really at some level, it is what's making you. Right. And it's going to be what ends up molding those traits that make you that authentic leader that you are.
What doesn't kill me.
Exactly.
Makes me stronger.
So ask yourself some strong questions. We're going to be working with those of you that are monthly members. You're going to get some assignments each week along the lines of these questions, but I wanted to share these questions here in the monthly video. 3 of them. Think about where your leadership spark comes from. Where does your leadership spark? I like that.
Where do you get purpose? Where do you feel passionate about what you do?
And that's not just something you answer really quickly. Even if you do, I worked with a group of women recently that were, there were some that were more experienced and there's some that were relatively new. It was actually a mentoring group. Mm-hmm. And the mentees did not have those answers so quickly. The mentors did, but even at the same time, the mentors that had been in industry for a little bit longer may have had an answer to that, but it had evolved and it had changed.
Got it. Yeah, sure.
Second question, what are your most deeply held values? Always a great exercise to go through. Do those change?
No.
I don't know. Well, I'm not going to say I don't know, but there are.
Do they?
Some of them do not. Like your religious values might not change.
Right.
There's nothing to say they can't.
Right.
But they're more deeply. There are some values that are more deeply held that you probably aren't going to change over the course of a lifetime, versus others that may evolve. Is just the word that I use. Okay. And then the third question: what tools and people are around you that help make that whole system happen? You don't do it alone.
True. Yeah.
You're in they say the 5 people that you spend the most time with are a reflection of what you are like. So you should choose who you're around.
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess I do.
Rock star.
Katie.
Just good, solid, stable people. I mean,
sure.
I have some, it's almost all girlfriends right now, but I have colleagues and clients, definitely clients that I learned so much from that talk about rock stars. Just, I aspire to. Love working with them, love being a resource to them. So those are 3 great questions.
Those are 3 absolutely fabulous questions. And we all like being around you and working with you too, by the way.
Thank you. Was I digging for that? I'll take it.
Like that.
Those of you that are monthly members, you pay $8 a month. But if you're not, we would love to have you follow us at any point in time. If you'd like to be held accountable, you want to have an assignment, we send out one every Monday morning. It's called the Monday Morning Detox. Those of you that are in that tribe of paid subscribers will get an assignment each week during this month on this topic. So we will task you with something around what we've just talked about. Give you a little something to do to think about it more.
How being yourself can keep you out of trouble.
How being yourself can keep you out of trouble. Did you have a book you wanted to share, by the way?
Oh, I was thinking of a book that I was reading right now, and it is called... I should remember, but First, Break All the Rules. What the World's Greatest Managers Do Differently. And what's interesting about this book, it's by Marcus Buckingham, and I am so enjoying it because I really do a lot of these things, and I'm very proud of
You're
myself.
You're breaking the rules.
I'm already, they've been broken.
Kudos for breaking those rules.
Yeah. So it feels good. It's quite a bit of a, just enhancement on what I've been doing. Mm-hmm. So
love
good.
it. Okay,
yeah.
Great. Thanks for sharing with us this month. We'll see you again with more. Stay tuned.